Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Waiting for LisayMusic to join in. Hey Javon, what's up, Terrence?
Do I need to back up more because is my head cut off?
Yes, yes, yes. I need to see your whole hair, your whole face.
Okay, so look. Uh all right. Uh-oh. Guess I gotta back up some more. Oh gosh.
That's perfect. Hello, hello, hello. Looking fabulous. I see you came ready with the earrings, the shades, the hair. Okay, Miss Diva.
Hey, look. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm getting ready to back up into something. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back this up. This is actually my second time doing this on Instagram. So just hold your horses, work with me, all right?
No, okay. That's perfect. I could see your hair, your beautiful face, them sexy earrings, the shades. Yes.
Thank you. Look, I mean, just you want to hear something funny?
What?
So today, I've never really dyed my hair before because my family they have salons, so they've always done my hair all my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I have something special I have to do tomorrow, right? And I was like, you got to do something with your hair because I had like a couple of grays popping out major
Mm-hmm.
around the edges. So I had some dye, right? I'm like, should I do this? Because it was like 6 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I got to do this interview with you at 8. Is it going to take me 2 hours or more? Right at 7:45, I was finishing up. And I am so excited because I got all them little grays out. I had no idea what to do, but I got it. So I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that, sis. Thanks everybody that's joining the live. Please welcome Lisa Jones Blocker, aka Lisay Music.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing out there?
I see everybody is happy on this live. So, how did you start it off singing?
Whew, how did I start off singing? Well, I mean, singing around the house as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's basically it. I started off as a little kid, and if you want to know what kind of launched me into performing,
What made you started singing? What, like, it's like, it's like, or what gave you the decision to, like, start singing?
well, I just think it was natural. I mean, honestly, both sides of my family sing. My dad sings. My mom's side of the family, they sound like a gospel choir. But I was always actually shy. But my aunt and uncle, I moved in with my aunt and uncle when I was like 16, and they lived in the city, and I kind of grew up in the country where there were less of opportunities. But anyway, they put me in this charm pageant, and in this pageant, you had to have some type of talent, right? So
Uh-huh.
believe it or not, I actually wanted to be a dancer. I actually wanted to be a dancer. I actually wanted to go to college to do dance. But at that time, I was told that if I hadn't had any professional training, it would just be that much harder. So I was like, okay, well, I have a little voice. I can sing a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
So I sang at this pageant, and that was at age 16, and that was kind of like the beginning of me singing. There was a band manager there, and he said he had a local band comprised of all high school students, mind you, and they needed a female singer. So I auditioned, and as they say, the rest is kind of history. So yeah, that's kind of like how it all got started.
Uh-huh. They picked you to sing.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. At 16. A little
Uh-huh.
young.
And they always say you gotta start them young because they have the child pageant, like most people start singing when they're young. They get into competitions to see who has the best talent, how high, they could like hit a note.
Absolutely, absolutely. You got to start somewhere, right? So, yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was my entrance right there.
Mm-hmm. How was high school like for you, Lisa?
Well, high school, I was in one high school up until the 11th grade. And then, as I said, I moved with my aunt and uncle. So I went there the second half of my junior year, and I finished in Williamsburg, Virginia. But I feel like I belong to the school that I was in pretty much all the way up until my
Mm-hmm.
junior year. So I loved the country school that I grew up in. I loved it. Charles City, VA, holla, stand up, shout out, or whatever. Charles City people on here, But again, I graduated from Bruton High School in Williamsburg or York County, Virginia, because of some situations I had to move. So, but I feel like I had a great upbringing. So happy childhood overall.
Uh-huh. Or what's some of the best moments that you remember when you was in high school?
Whoo! Honestly, singing. Um, I was actually a cheerleader. I played
Mhm.
softball. I pitched. I love spelling. I love English. Um, lots of great moments.
Mhm.
High school, and I made the honor roll quite a few times. Perfect attendance.
Mm-hmm. That's great. If you're great at a lot of things like sports, cheerleading, and you were like a straight A student, I mean they will label you as one of the popular students in the school.
I was all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell us about life in Virginia.
Life in Virginia. Whoo! Life in Virginia. Is my head cut off? Is the top of my head cut off?
No.
Okay. So life in Virginia, I moved to Virginia from Jersey. I was raised in Jersey up until I went to schools in Jersey until first grade, through first grade. And it was said that, my dad, who was in Virginia at the time, got a phone call telling him that they needed to come get me. Yeah, they needed to come get me before I was getting into some things. Can you believe that at age 6 or 7, I was in Jersey City, grew up on the streets and was
And
exposed.
they were moving you around a whole lot when during your childhood days, huh?
Yeah, so I was exposed to a lot at a young age, and so they said, y'all better come get her now. Move her out of the city, bring her to the South, and that was a blessing. They really saved my life. I really feel like if I had continued to live in Jersey, I'd be a totally different person. I don't even know if I'd be alive right now if I had continued to stay in Jersey. So moving to
Mhm.
Virginia was probably one of the best things that could have happened to me. So shout out to my aunt and uncle who took me in, and my grandmother helped raise me. So
Mhm.
Virginia was wonderful.
Oh, okay, and I would like to visit Virginia because it's like, people that I know, most of them they visited Virginia. I was like, I would like to see how it is out there.
Come on down to visit, girl. Come on down.
Hmm. Yeah, hopefully sometime this year.
Okay, let me know.
Hmm. Yeah, and what college did you attend and what did you major in?
I went to Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia, and I majored in business education.
Oh, that's amazing. Hampton alumni.
That's right, HU, the real HU. There's HU Howard. I'm Hampton, so shout out to Hampton Howard as well.
Hmm. Okay. Growing up, what are the five singers that that influence you the most and why?
Ooh, oh my gosh, that's a plethora of singers because I grew up in the 80s, um, when it was amazing, incredible singers. So there was Aretha Franklin, which in my house, my aunts, used to listen to Aretha. I remember
Mhm.
them playing, yes, just a whole bunch of Aretha.
I
Um,
mean, yeah. It's like the seven letter word that's big. Respect. RESPCT.
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So there was Aretha, um, Natalie Cole, who was the one that made me want to sing. Um,
Okay.
oh gosh, there were bands, which my all-time favorite band is Earth, Wind, and Fire. Who I feel like Earth, Wind, and Fire is the group that taught me how to harmonize because their harmonies are beautiful, and I love harmonizing. Like I love arranging vocals. Um, oh my gosh, Atlantic Star. It's so many from back in that time, but I kind of like grew up really on groups. Cameo, it's so many of them, so Minnie Riperton, which they were, I was very young when they were out, but
Mm-hmm.
her voice, needless to say, she's the one, that hits those high
Yeah.
notes like Mariah. And
Mm-hmm.
so just so many incredible artists who was
Yeah.
out back in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I've been influenced by so many, from Whitney to Mariah to Tony, just so many of them. It's like a
Uh-huh.
lot of artists.
Uh-huh. And like, during your era, you grew up in the era where music made sense, a whole lot of sense.
Yes, indeed. Yes, quality, vocals, musicianship, bands, no auto tune. I mean, just the beginnings, just the
Yes.
beginnings of music in its own way.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yes,
Hmm. Music during those days was a teacher.
indeed. Songwriting, arranging, all of that had a big influence on the way that I compose and write and sing.
Hmm.
Some people might say I'm caught up in a time warp, but um, that's when music was at its best, and everything you hear today comes from that. Comes
Yes,
from that, from
absolutely.
the 60s, the Motown, the all of that. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, tell us about your new album
well,
and life in the studio.
okay, well, I don't have a new album coming out yet. There's actually supposed to be a new single, which I'm going to be doing a cover song. I'm waiting for some things to come together so that I can release that. But as far as an album is concerned, I do have an album that in another 6 months it'll be that time again. It's my holiday album.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Holidacious, and that's holiday and let's say all in one. But that's a 15-track album that I produced and wrote and arranged everything myself, except for the two cover songs, which is Silent Night, Oh Holy Night. But so yeah, that'll be coming around when the holidays come up. But as far as songs and music, like I've written so much. I have like over 700 songs. So I'm actually in the process of going through listening to my songs to put an album together. So but for now it's going to be this single, which is a cover, and I've never done covers before because I'm a songwriter, so I write my own songs. So I never had a reason to or need to record somebody else's song. But this one right
Mm-hmm.
here is something that I perform, and when I perform it, I've had so many people say to me, "Have you ever thought about releasing that?" And I was like, "No," and it's like, "Well, you should." So hopefully by June, this single is going to be coming out. So
All right, and I'm definitely looking forward to that, sis. And like 700, like that's one of the biggest numbers, 700 songs or over 700. Oh, that's a blessing from God.
yes, and I know when I tell people that, they're looking like, "You're right, Lise." But I collaborated with so many producers, late 90s, early 2000s. And, those were songs that we had hoped was going to get placed on, say, an Aaliyah or TLC or Mary J. Blige or Faith Evans, so many different artists who was out. But situations happened and those songs didn't get placed at that time. Of course, I was depressed and sad, but I have
Oh,
such
yeah.
a collection now.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
it's a blessing in its own
Mhm.
way, because honestly, I don't have to write another song again in my life because I have so many songs. But it's just in
Mhm.
me to do it. But yeah,
Mhm.
so when I tell people I have like over 700 songs, they look at me like, "Yeah, sure you do." And then when I start playing them after I've got to like song number 34, like, okay, we get it. Okay, all right, you can stop now. So I love songwriting. I love being in the studio. I haven't been in the studio honestly since right before COVID, but I have my own studio, so I'm still in the process of getting that set up properly. And I'm going to go in there and start recording more songs. I actually have a situation with a filmmaker who
Oh, wow.
has a movie that's coming out next month. And a very long story short with that, he talked to me, said he was looking for some songs, and he wanted something like, he told me what he kind of wanted something like, and I was like, I don't know if I have anything. Then I was like, well, let me check in my vault. So I went back and listened to some stuff, and I sent him one song. He said, I want that. And then, and I wasn't expecting that. I was, because you don't really know my story, but I've had so much rejection. It's like I'm accustomed to no, or I'll pass, or I'm not interested, or whatever. So when he said, I really like that, I thought he was just trying to be nice. He's like, no, I really like that. I want that. And so
Mhm.
I sent him another song. You know, why I sent it, I don't even know why I sent it. I kind of regret sending it. He wants both of them. Like, yeah. So I had to call my entertainment lawyer yesterday because I wasn't expecting it. So I'm going to have two songs in an upcoming movie that's going to be released like June or July. So
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. Like, when a producer hear your songs and when they like, give you a response, you think that they're being sarcastic at first, but they really mean it.
yes, yes, he definitely did, and I am so thankful. I am so excited. I am so happy. Yes. So
hmm And going back, you said you was talking about being sad and depressed while writing songs. It's like, being sad and depressed is one of the most like, challenging moments that you go in your life where you don't need people around you, where you just need to lock yourself in the room, gather your thoughts, just like, write down your feelings. Because, that's part of songwriting, writing down your feelings, how you feel, what you're going through, what you need to do.
yes, I've had a couple of songs that I didn't really want to let people hear, and when I did, they were like, "Oh my gosh, we didn't know you went through this. We feel so bad. How could what can we do to help you?" And I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of afraid of that, but I wasn't really expecting that. So these particular songs that I'm speaking about in particular, I know if they get released, they're going to resonate. They're really going to resonate with people, because yes, I put my truth out there, and
Mhm.
whoo, Lord have mercy, people are gonna really, it's gonna touch some lives. It's gonna really touch
Yes.
some lives. So
Uh-huh. And music touches a lot of people's lives when they listen to a certain wording in the song and a certain phrase, they carry it on.
absolutely, absolutely,
Mhm.
yes.
And like you mentioned, like these big names in the music business, and you did a lot of openings for these artists. Tell us about your experience, how you feel before like you get on stage, and like after you get on stage, and like your feedback from the singers.
Whoo. Well, I am always nervous. I'm always nervous when I'm on these big shows, especially with me by myself as an artist, because I also sit in with a couple of bands.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more comfortable with the band because I got everybody around me. I got this one on this side, and this, but when it's just me, um, that takes some adjusting. But I'm always nervous because I just want to be my best. I want people to like what I bring to the table, and and I don't have any help. I don't have any management, anything like that. So I'm doing everything behind the scenes. I'm rehearsing people. Sometimes I have to pick people up, got to do the sound on stage. It's a lot. And so it's not too many times that I can actually just walk on stage and have not been doing something on stage, behind stage to get ready for going on stage. So that's a whole level of anxiety within itself, you know. But yeah, for the most part, once I start singing, I'm good. Once I start singing, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. And it's always great when you can see that the audience is enjoying it, because energy begets energy, you know? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I love performing, whether it's live, whether it's virtual. I just love it. I love pretty much everything to do with entertainment, singing, writing, and arranging. I play instrument. I wish I had stuck with it, playing piano, and I'm playing guitar, but I didn't. But I have an excellent ear. I think I have an excellent ear because of I've been, around so many instruments, and I've had to learn, to read charts and all that kind of stuff. When I was much younger, of course, I couldn't read a chart now, but I think all of that, helped my ear, so, but yeah, I love performing. Um, the feedback normally is, not to brag anything, that,
Mhm.
I did a very good job. Um, uh, you know, if you want to know some of the artists I've been on shows with, um, Jill Scott, Lettucey, Gladys Knight, the OJs, Cameo, Parliament Funkadelic, uh, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, KRS-One, um, Peter Guns from Love and Hip Hop. I just did a show in February in New York with Mr. Cheek. So those are just some of the artists. Um,
Mhm.
and trust and believe, none of this just lands in my lap. No, it's not like somebody's just oh, it's this girl right there. Let's get her. No, it's all about my grind. I'm constantly grinding.
Yes, yes. Just keep on grinding. And like as I see you've been around so many of the big names in the industry, Lisa, and that's a blessing. And when it comes to stages, that when you feel nervous at first, when you start performing and you just hit that live audience, oh my gosh, it's like, you become energetic all of a sudden.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
And when you mentioned instruments, that you've been around a lot of instruments. How many instruments, like, can you play?
Well, unfortunately, I'm not proficient at any of them because I didn't stick with them. But like, if I get on the keyboard and refresh, I'm good. I mean, I'm no Liberace or Babyface, but I can do enough to, to compose my songs. Guitar, same thing. I hadn't played guitar, oh my gosh, in probably like 15, 20 years until COVID. Um, I started playing again. Um, well, refreshing. Uh, and actually, during COVID, I was at a friend's for a little while who had a drum set. And I just got on the drums messing around, right? They made me aware. I did not know that I actually, how can I say this? I have skills on the drums. Like, actually, these were musicians who was there when I got on the drums, and they were like, you got that with the drums. Like, you need to be playing the drums. And I got some video footage. I'll share it eventually. But I had no idea that I could actually play like I played. Now, I know, like in high school, I used to always
Hmm.
do little beats and stuff. Like when I was cheerleading,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I always had the beat, but I didn't know I could
Yeah. Uh-huh.
down on the drums. So y'all might be
Hmm.
seeing, let's say, new album, kicking the drums. I don't know, but yeah. So, but yeah, a guitar, keys, and honestly, I think I could have a career on the drums. Seriously, seriously. If I was to practice,
Uh-huh. Practice
I think I
makes
could do it.
perfect. And speaking of guitar, I took a guitar class in high school, and that class was fun. I was like, I was like, I think I could do this. I was learning that you just had to press the, like, parts like this, just go do 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 do. It's just I just wanted to learn how to like play it fast, but I was just still learning it step by step.
Okay,
Now I really missed that class though.
that's where I
Hmm.
took guitar lessons in high school.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Senior year
Uh,
of high school,
yeah. Hmm.
and I
I
took
took
class.
yeah, I took a guitar class in my senior year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And my favorite instrument of all time is a saxophone. Let me tell you something about the saxophone, Lisa. It just keeps you moving and grooving, like when you singing.
Sexy sax.
Yes, the saxophone. That's my favorite instrument.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Let me shout out. I don't know if any of my followers or friends or whatever are on this live or not, but if so, shout out. Thanks for tapping in with us
Hmm.
tonight. All right.
Hmm. And you undid openings, like or openings for like of songs from Denise Williams in many venues. And tell us some about, your experience singing openings of Denise Williams songs, Silly and all the other songs she sang.
Okay, now you're gonna make me spill the tea. I'm gonna spill the tea right now. Y'all want to hear the
Go
tea?
ahead.
Y'all want to hear the tea?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you the song, the single that I'm planning to release is actually a Denise Williams song. It's called Free. And that's actually one of the songs that I normally sing, depending upon the situation. If I'm a solo artist, then that's normally my first song because vocally, that song is a beast. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to you, Denise. Love you. But so yeah, so that's the song that I'm supposed to be releasing as a single. But let's tell you this situation. Let me tell you what happened a couple of years ago when I first came back to VA. Long story short, I went to this hotel. They had bands in there, and so there was this band, a jazz band, who I had sit in with before. And when they saw me, they wanted me to come sit in with them. I really wasn't feeling good. But anyway, I told them I didn't want to, but I ended up singing with them. And we did Free. Okay. So there was a promoter there, a major promoter who does big time concerts in like Coliseums. He was there and heard me singing, right? And after it was over, he came up to me. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you did a great job." Da 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 da. And of course, I was like, "Well, thank you." And so he says, "Well, I know Denise." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "I've had her, at some of my concerts. She's one of the performers." Okay. He calls her up on the phone. He calls Denise Williams on the phone right
And
then.
what did she say?
Huh?
What did Denise say?
He called her up and told her, "Okay, I just heard this girl sing your song. She did a great job." He put us on the phone. I was screaming. I lost it.
From the top of your lungs and you was jumping up and down and you fainted or what, girl?
Yes, I couldn't. I went nuts in my brain. And some of my girlfriends were there. And we were like, ah! Even before I got on the phone, I could hear her voice. I could hear her, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, we got on the phone and everything. And she's like, "Well, yeah, I heard you did my song. I heard you did an incredible job." And she's like, "Keep it up. Keep up the good work. There's nothing that you can't achieve." Da, 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 da. And, so I was just like done. So that right there, among some other situations, me talking to this woman after doing her song, and so many people had said to me, "You need to do her. You need to release her song, right?" That right there said to me, "Okay, you know what? You're absolutely right." So, it's coming. Yes,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hmm. And you like did cover songs like sang cover songs with for her, like in different venues.
absolutely. And actually, I sang "Silly," which is by her as well.
Yes.
I did that. I think I performed that twice over the years. And
Mm-hmm.
people were surprised. They thought that I had performed before, but I had never performed it before.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was coming up, bands weren't doing bands were doing what was out at the time. They weren't going back doing, you know, 60s or 50s music. They was doing what was current. So, of course, these last, 10, 15, 20 years, the old school became popular. So that's how all of these bands started doing old school. But when I was coming up, no, you were doing the songs that were out at the time. So, and again, her songs, I was a little young when her song was out. So no, I never performed her songs until recently,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to the old school becoming popular. So
Mm-hmm. Do you look forward to working with Denise Williams and all the other big names, legendary?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love, I'm going to meet Denise. I know I'm going to meet Denise.
Hmm.
Honestly, I'm hoping that she would do a cameo in the video. I hope she'll do a cameo and maybe we can have a conversation like we had on the phone that time with her endorsing me.
Hmm.
That would be a dream come true right there.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It definitely will, just keep praying because God has a lot in store for you.
Whew. Yes, always praying, always giving thanks to the Almighty. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
definitely been good and has brought me a mighty long way. So, yes.
Hmm. And like speaking of when it comes to you singing, say when it comes to you in the studio and like performing live, has anybody ever complimented you about your personality?
Yes, but not in the studio. I mean, people tell me that I'm bubbly, um, effervescent. Um, People say I have a great personality. So
Hmm. Because it's like, when I first met you, I was just saying to myself, oh my gosh, she is one sweet woman, but like, she's just got that, like, don't mess with me, don't come for me attitude. Like, it's like, you will look at somebody like, yeah, whatever, who is she, who is he?
you know what? That is interesting that you say that because when we met, I felt like you felt that way about me because our mutual friend in heaven right now.
I miss him so much.
That's
And he's looking down, smiling, like, I'm interviewing you right now. I'm having you as a guest on my podcast.
yes, because when we met, he had briefly told me about you, but he told me that you did a podcast or something. And you know, I have to laugh right now. I have to laugh at what you just said because if that's how you perceive me, that's how I perceive you. I
Mhm.
just felt like, okay, she's like, okay, who is she? She's nobody. I don't care about interviewing her. Because we did not exchange information. If you recall, I'm sure you know we did not exchange information. So
Uh-huh.
in my head, I'm like, okay, whatever it is that she does, good, let her keep doing it. Apparently, she's not interested in, interviewing me, and it's all good. So for you to say that, apparently you were thinking that about me. You were thinking,
No, no, I wasn't at all. He said, I was like, oh, wow, this is under his friend. It's like he really does love people.
yes, 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 yes. But no, I am nice, kind, down to earth. But I've been around long enough, especially in this industry. This industry will eat you up and spit you out. And I've had
Uh-huh.
many scenarios where people try to do just that. So I had
Oh,
to
yeah,
toughen
you
up.
really need to open your eyes when it comes to the industry because people that think because you might think that the people that are really your friends or try to help you are not really your friends. They're backstabbers and they two-faced and they're fake. So,
Absolutely. So I had to toughen up. I mean, yeah, I had to
mhm.
toughen up, and I still have people to tell me I need to toughen up. I'm like, if I get any tougher, I don't know what's going on. But
Uh-huh. It's like, if you get tough, people will just like, mistaking you for something that you're not. It's like, saying that, oh my God, this woman is crazy. Stay away from her. Don't do business with her. It's like, it's a lot of he said, she said, Lisa, in the music industry.
oh, absolutely. And there was a time many years ago, and I was smack dab in the middle of it all. I mean, when people meet me, um, when people meet me and hear my music, I just had a situation where a movie mogul, not the situation I'm telling you about where they want my songs, another situation, I had a meeting and they heard my songs and they're like, oh my gosh, we should have been hearing you 15, 20 years ago. What happened? So I started telling my story and I got emotional because it's a lot. But
Mhm.
all I can say, it's I'm a female, needless to say, and it's a
Mhm.
male dominated industry, so I had to come up against
Mhm.
a lot of things. Um, and I was not willing, and I still not willing to compromise myself. Okay,
Mhm.
not gonna happen. If it was going to happen, it would have happened when I was around the who's who of the industry. I mean, Jay-Z, Puffy, the who's who of the industry. I've been there with them. So yeah, my story or one of my stories will come out in a book slash movie. But
Mhm.
but yeah, I didn't have any representation, and it was a male dominated industry, and nobody really wanted to take me seriously because they wanted other things that I was not willing to give.
Uh-huh. Yes, and Dilly with the dot say that let the haters hate. Oh, yes. Please say it again. Let the haters hate. Let them think what they want to think. Let them say what they want to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So with the song, haters gonna hate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In the future, do you plan on being in a band?
I love musicians. I love musicians. I mean, it's this thing that you can do with the band that you can't do necessarily when it's just you. Like if I have a track that I'm performing to, when
I
that
like in
track
a
is over,
music group. In a music group.
yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. At this point, at this stage, I don't think so, but you just never know. But I can't foresee that happening. But with performing with the band, it's so much flexibility with the band. You can break it down, tell the drums to drop out, tell the bass to drop out, come back in. A 3 or 4 minute song, it could be a 10 or 15 minute song with the band. But
Mhm.
when it's a track, it's the track. When the track is over, that's it. So, but yeah, who knows? Let's say might end up in a group. You just never know. I don't know, but yeah. So
Hmm. Hmm. And I see that you might have the youth singing with you. Tell us about your experience having the youth sing with you and what's your relationship with the youth.
did it blip
Oh,
out?
okay. Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you now. I hear you.
Okay, yeah, I had a call. But I actually have a business um that's called Success Kid. Initially it was called Kittypreneur, which is all about entrepreneurship for kids. And I had slash still have big plans for it, because it's all about teaching kids from a very young age the mindset of going into
Mhm.
business for themselves. Not to say there's anything wrong with having a 9 to 5, but
Mhm.
this is all about empowering the kids from a very young age. Even at the age, it could be an infant. I don't know. You need to let them hear. You got to put that information in their brains from a very young age. So
Oh
I
yes.
have something. It's called Success Kid, Volume One: Training the Brain for Success. I actually want to get it into the school system, not as a curriculum, because when people see it and hear the songs, because the songs are very catchy. I've been a vendor at the Javits Center in New York, for Circle of Sisters.
So, oh
Um,
yeah, it's very big, the Javits Center.
yeah, so I was a vendor there.
I've been there a couple of times. It's each year they had the Circle of Sisters event.
Uh huh. So yeah, I was a vendor there introducing my Success Kid business, and the parents loved it. The kids loved it. I mean, so what I initially created was music, um, even though that wasn't the intent, but that's what came first, the music, and it's all entrepreneurial, motivational lyrics that's set to hip hop and R&B beats. And when people hear it, like the Boys and Girls Club endorsed it. The Boys and Girls Club endorsed it, like they love it,
Mhm.
you know. So whenever I can give Lisay a back seat, because it's not a day that goes by that I don't think about this, and people, you know, like, what are you doing? Why are you sitting on this? You're sitting on $1 million business, and I know it. You know, so, but yeah, so it's entrepreneurial songs set to hip hop and R&B beats that's going to empower, motivate, uplift, and teach our kids from a very young age about starting their own business.
Uh-huh.
That's what that's about. I actually did it in a couple of daycare centers many years ago. And like I said, the Boys and Girls Club endorsed it. And we had an entire program one summer on my Success Kid business to uplift and empower and teach the kids about owning their own business. So hopefully soon, you know, that'll be coming. Like I said, I want to get it into the schools, not as a curriculum. Everybody's like, no, that needs to be a curriculum. I'm not saying that it can't be that, but I want to get it into the school system as like an empowerment pep rally. I just want to go around to the schools, empowering the kids with a big assembly that could be not virtual, but interactive. I'll have them come down and interact with me. It's gonna be so fun and energetic and live. They not gonna get enough, and it's just gonna be awesome. So that's what I have in my head for that. I mean, movies, cartoons, just so much I have in my brain for that. I have a business plan and everything that's been set aside. I just need to get back on it. But that girl would say she always pushing stuff out the way.
Yeah, and the thing about kids, they're very excited, like, or when they want to learn, like, things that they need to learn about the future, and like, if they could relate to that.
Oh gosh, yes. And like I said, because the music is hot, it's so you got hot beats, you got lyrics that's positive, uplifting. It's a win-win situation. You got the kids that love it, the parents love it. It's a win-win situation.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
hopefully,
looking
no, go ahead.
looking at you, Lisa, you are very stylish. Have you ever thought about having your own clothing line?
I had pretty much given everything a thought these days. I mean, yes, actually, I had someone talk to me about that a little while ago. Yeah, so if you have any connections, hon, hook a sister
Hmm.
up.
Hmm. Because of me, it's like, I always like to dress. I always like to dress. You
Okay,
know,
okay,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love to dress. I love stylish clothing, stylish shoes.
Right.
And the one thing about me, I'm very picky when it comes to my blouse, my pants, my shoes,
Uh-huh.
my dress, everything.
Okay. But then maybe when I come back to New York, you can help me with my as a stylist, because if I'm not performing, you'll see me in pretty much anything. Sweats. I'm like, I've been doing this for a very long time. I just want to chill. It's anyway, yeah. So, but thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Hmm. Hmm. And with 4 months past, the holidays, and like, when it comes to like the holidays, Lisa, I see that you're very jolly, excited. Who is Lisa Jones Blocker during the holiday?
Whew. Well, honestly, the last couple of holidays, when you say holidays, are you talking about Christmas? Or,
Yes, because you very jolly. I see that you did songs. It's like you did like cartoon videos.
well, honestly, the last couple of holidays have been very depressing because
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
lost. any family and friends.
Yeah.
So I've just felt, whew, Lordy, it's been sad. It's just been some sad times for the holidays the last
Mhm.
couple of years since 2019, honestly. So hopefully this year, I can shake it and kind of come out of it. But yeah, the last couple of years have just been devastatingly
Mhm.
depressing and sad. I'm sorry, but that's the honest truth. So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I love the holiday season, but I really the last couple of years I wanted it to come and go as fast as possible because
Yeah.
my loved ones were no longer here.
Uh-huh. It's like, you go through tough times when the ones that you love and the ones that are very important in your life are gone too soon. Because, ever since the pandemic started, a whole lot of lives have been taken away. It's like, and we just wondering what would life be like if we don't have those people around, those people in our lives, those people that will and keep like, things people together during like, um great times. It's very challenging for us, but we it's like we just have to thank God that we're able to see a new day each morning we wake up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, 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 yes. Because like I said, I've been depressed and yeah. So
Hmm.
still trying to pull myself out of it.
Hmm. It's like, yeah, every time I get down on my knees and pray, I just like pray that the ones who are sick and who are slowly dying, like I just pray that the Lord heals them, that way they could get back on their feet and live a long life.
Yes, ma'am. Amen. Amen to that. And let me just say something right quick because I don't know who's commenting or whatever. So once this live is gone, your comments are going to be gone. So if you could do me a favor, if you're still listening, DM me and let me know that you were here. Okay? Because once her live is gone, right? The comments and everything gonna go away, right?
I know the your live this interview is gonna be posted up on my page, on my Instagram page.
Right, but
So
will the comments still be there?
no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for those of you who are there commenting, if you don't mind commenting your comments or screenshotting them or whatever, and DM me, I'd
Hmm.
appreciate it because I can't see who's on. But again, thank you all for tapping
Hmm.
in with us tonight.
Hmm. Okay, Lisa, tell us about this upcoming play where you about this upcoming play where you have the role as Natalie Cole. How do you see yourself playing Natalie Cole in this play in May?
Well, Natalie was the one who made me want to sing. My very first song that I sang at age 16 when my aunt and uncle put me on the stage was a Natalie Cole song. Our Love by Natalie Cole, the very first song I ever sang. So for me to have the opportunity to play the woman who made me want to sing, to say that it's a blessing is like an understatement. I'm just so excited and honored to be able to do this because I know her catalog. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Our Love is going to be one of the songs that I'm going to be performing. This
Hmm.
Will Be, which is insane
Hmm.
musically, is another one that I'm going to be performing. So woo, I can't even express how I am feeling to have this opportunity because this woman is the woman, and I was just so looking forward to meeting her. I still haven't even accepted that she's passed away. I can't. I
Yeah.
haven't even dealt with that. But yes, I'm looking forward to becoming Natalie. and I'm going to,
Mhm.
Natalie, I'm gonna make you proud.
It's like, she's gonna be definitely proud of you. And what will you expect from the audience when they see you playing her? And what is the play basically about?
Okay, so I'm hoping, because Natalie's songs were all about love and heartbreak. So even though I was too young to really understand that, I hadn't had no pain, so I couldn't relate basically, but I could sing the songs. But as I sing them now, I feel them because, needless to say, life situations I've experienced all of that. So I'm hoping, because her songs were very catchy and sing along songs, I'm hoping that they're going to start singing along with me. That's what I'm hoping will happen. So I'm speaking that, and when you speak it, you'll achieve it. So
Yes.
that's what I'm praying for right there, that they will love it. They'll be singing along. They're going to have a ball. They're going to just be happy. The play is called Stairway to Heaven. And basically, um, it's about two friends who are on their way to a concert, and they have an accident on the way to the concert, and they end up in a coma. So while they're in the coma, they end up attending the best concert they could ever have wished for in heaven. So they were on their way to a concert and had an accident. They end up in the hospital in a coma. So God gives them the concert of their lives. It's going to be Aretha Franklin, uh, Prince, Michael Jackson, Phyllis Hyman, James Brown. Did I say Michael Jackson? Natalie Cole. There might be a few others, but yes. So
Hmm. Yeah, and who wrote this play?
Norbert Brown is the playwright that wrote it.
Hmm.
All right, I gotta put now. I'm gonna put my reading glasses on. Let me see who can I see out here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the play is gonna take place in Pennsylvania, V's, right? Am I right, Lisa?
Yes, it's gonna be in Philadelphia at the Merriam Theater in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be Mother's Day, May 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who's listening, have heard what the play is about, but um it should be a hit. And actually, from what I'm told, they're going to be bringing it to other cities. We just don't know right now what other cities.
Mm-hmm.
So there's supposed to be other promoters or whatever who coming, who have an interest in bringing it to other cities. And all I
Mm-hmm.
can say is we shall see how this will go down.
Yeah. And I just hope that it's Mother's Day, May 8th, V's.
Mother's Day, May 8th. It's two shows, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Again, at the Merriam Theater, Philadelphia. Um, it should be off the chain. I'm looking forward to going to Philly. I'm looking forward to having a ball. I actually have
Mm-hmm.
friends
You
who
know.
I never met, but I feel like I've known them and met them in social media, who are looking forward to meeting me.
Mm-hmm.
They want to, cook dinner for me and some of the cast, and want to show me around, and so I'm getting excited as we get closer to the date. So that's going to be next weekend. Not this weekend, coming up with the following weekend. So I'm getting excited. Um, yeah, so that's
Mm-hmm.
what's going down May 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Miriam Theater, Philadelphia. Stay with a heaven. Your girl to say. Is gonna be Natalie Cole. Yes. Nat King Cole's baby girl.
Yeah. And sis, I'm just hoping that that day I'm able to be there to see you up close and personal.
That would be awesome. And there's going to be a meet and greet. I'm just finding out also. So there's going to be a meet and greet afterwards as well.
Okay. Okay. So, sis, what is it that, what else do you have to tell the people on here?
Surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with positive people.
Yes, yes.
I'm a true testament of, whew, if I had listened to the people who told me I'm not good enough, I'll never be successful, I can't do this, whatever. And I'm not saying I'm all of that or anything like that. But if I had listened, even right to this day, there are people who tell me, you'll never do this, you'll never make this, you'll never do that.
Those are the haters. Those are the people
Remove
that don't want to see
them.
you win.
Remove them. Or
Yeah, forever. Remove them from your circle, remove them
or
from your life.
if you can't remove them, ignore them. Like I have a song on my kids
Mm-hmm.
um training the brain for success. It
Mm-hmm.
says, do this. When they start talking, I
Cover your
can't hear
ears.
you. I can't hear you. Nobody wants to hear you because what you're saying isn't true. Ooh, 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 ooh. Every
Or
time
you
you
just
say it,
cover your ears and just
drown.
say la 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 la.
Exactly. Every time you do that, you're drowning them out. So if you can't get away from them, ignore what they say. And you know what? I used to get upset with people, that be like, okay, well, you're not this, you're not this, and you can't do that. And you know what? I don't get mad anymore because it's what they don't know. It was
Mm-hmm.
passed down to them. So people only reciting what's been recited to them, and I get it. People, comes up in all kinds of situations, in all kinds of environments, and most of us would be in shock at the certain
Mm-hmm.
situations that people are living in and who they're
Mm-hmm.
around and who are their role models. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't even get mad anymore because sometimes they don't mean any harm. Even your own family, they don't mean any harm. They don't know. They want the best for you. They don't want to see you get hurt. So, you know what? I'm not even going to have negative words to them. I just know for myself, I can't hear you. I
Yes,
can't hear you.
yes, yes,
Nobody wants to
yes.
hear you.
That's what
What
the
you
youth
saying?
needs to hear. And like, speaking of when you say I can't hear you, that should be in a song.
That's what the song is called on the kids' CD. I can't hear you. It's on
Yeah.
the kids' CD. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, woo, yes. So I have had so much rejection. I've probably been told no over 1,000 times from the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, the fact that I have been going for over 30 years, who do you know? Who do you know? Anybody else? Who do you know that has continued to pursue something for over 30 years? I
Yeah.
wait. Nobody. Because
Mm-hmm.
Maury, within 5 years, by year number 5, or even in the first year, if you haven't achieved or attained whatever it was that you were after, you're gonna give up. You're gonna quit. So I've been at this from one capacity to another for over 30 years, and now the seeds that I've planted over many years, because there's been
Mm-hmm.
many tears. Let me tell you, there's been many tears, because
Let it out,
I love music so much,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and to just not um have the opportunity that I felt that I should have, and just all of the rejection, and the rejection for the wrong reasons. Not that I wasn't talented, but because people couldn't have their way with me, then they weren't going to put me on per se. But I've learned to put myself on. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
for those of you out there who's sitting back waiting for an opportunity, create your own. That's what I do.
Yes.
Create
Yes.
your own.
Yes. Uh-huh.
No,
Uh-huh.
If you
Tell
know you
them
got
now
skills
and
and
keep on
talents,
telling them.
whatever, if you know you got skills and talents, no matter what it is, don't sit back and wait for somebody to rescue you. Do
Hmm.
it yourself.
Yes.
Do it yourself. We're living in an age now where you got pretty much anything you want to do at your fingertips. It's at your fingertips on how to do it. We didn't have that,
Hmm.
so but don't let that, having everything at your fingertips can also be a deterrent because you think it's so easy. You get the information, but now you don't use it. So it's so much information out there. You're living in the time where anything, if you wanted to be a brain surgeon, you could get on YouTube and learn how to be a brain surgeon. That's how much information is out there. So it's really no excuse with regard to the information because it's there. You just got to put in the work little by little, day by day. Put in the work. Don't give up. Keep the naysayers out of your head because they're there. They're always going to be there. That's the devil. That's the devil's work. To
Hmm.
deter you, to knock you
Hmm.
down. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy.
And he will not win.
Oh,
He will not win. He will lose every battle.
absolutely. So you just got to stay strong, stay positive. If you don't have any positive, uplifting people in your circle, call me. Holler at me.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
holler at me. And I'll send you that
Alisa Jones
motivational.
Blocker, aka LisayMusic, got all the answers.
Well, I don't know about that. But anyway, I've been around a lot. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I mean, I do everything for myself. Not that I wanted to. That wasn't by design, or maybe it was by design. But I don't sit back and wait for anyone to do anything for me anymore. I had to learn the hard way per se, but it's a lesson well learned. So I wear 50 hats, and yes, it can get overwhelming. It does get overwhelming. I'm the singer, the songwriter, the producer, the director, the videographer, the photographer, the graphic designer, the
Hmm.
webmaster, the vocal coach, the publicist. Yeah, y'all get the point.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, so I can't cover them ears up.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
yeah, if you're not living in an environment with uplifting, positive people, go on YouTube. There's so much motivation out there. Les Brown, um, it's so many of them. It's just so many, uh, So yeah, don't let the negative people get you down because
Hmm.
they're trying to kill your dreams. And
Hmm.
so many dreams are in the grave. So many great ideas, so many inventions,
Hmm.
so much incredibleness died,
Hmm.
buried, because so many people didn't pursue something because someone told them they couldn't do it. They weren't good enough. They weren't smart enough. They weren't cute enough. They weren't pretty enough. Who do you think you are? Hey, I have a friend who was a CD student, okay? And I actually have T-shirts for this kid's business, and I have one that says, even though I might not have been an A or B student, I'm still gonna own my own business someday. So I have a friend. He has an incredible multi-million-dollar business, and you know, he almost failed out of high school, and then he went to college. He almost failed out of there too. But guess what? That didn't stop him.
Hmm.
He has a very successful business now. So I'm just saying that to say, just because you don't get A's, B's, and maybe see Colin Powell. He said he almost flunked out of college, but we know what Colin Powell was to the world, right? Incredible man. So don't let your grades, and everybody learns different.
Yes, everybody is different. God made each and every single person in this planet Earth different. Don't try to be like anybody else. Don't look at other people's success. Don't say that, oh, I wish I was like this person. You have to be successful in your own lane.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Stay in your lane. And again, keep the negative people away. And if you can't keep them away, ignore the words that they say. If they can't come with anything positive, shut it down.
Oh, yes.
And I know over a period of time, if you keep hearing something negative, 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 just like if you hear something positive, positive, it's going to have an effect. But just all I can say is just do your best to not feed into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So,
Yeah. hmm Thank you so much, sis, for stopping by this wonderful evening so that I could speak with you. You know, it's just a blessing. And I'll speak to you sometime this week. You enjoy the rest of your evening.
thank you so much for having me. And you all
Anytime.
follow my friend here. And one thing I want to tell you, you need you need a you need a jingle. You need a jingle for your show. Guess who do jingles?
I'll definitely get it.
Guess who do jingles?
hmm
The name of your company again is Silver.
Silver Swan Entertainment. You know that swan. It represents real R&B. R&B soul, the quiet storm.
Silver Swan Entertainment. Silver Swan, Silver Swan, Silver Swan, Silver, da, 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 da. I'll hook it up for you.
Oh, thank you, sis. So, I'll definitely talk to you later. Have a blessed evening.
All right, you too. Thank you for the opportunity. It's a
Okay.
blessing, everybody.
Thanks everyone who joined in.